Welcome back to our channel, everyone. If you haven't already read the title of the video, or if you can't read, we're going to be playing Super Bomberman R.
And since Joe only has 2 controllers, we're going to be playing 3 rounds with us, rotating each round. The first will have me going up against Donald Trump and 2 computer players.
I know last time Joe said he would be playing some Tron game that literally nobody else has played, but it looks like he's finally had his first moment of clarity and decided to pick a good game.
Speaking of the game, we'll go over the goal. Each player has bombs they are able to use to break blocks in their way. Some of these lead to power-ups that can increase things such as the amount of bombs that can be placed at once or the distance of the explosion. The goal is to use bombs to eliminate the other players. If a player has been eliminated, they can throw 1 bomb at a time. And if it explodes near a player, they will be able to return into the game unless the timer has reached 1 minute.
Well, thanks, Barack. Your explanation went through the whole round and the AI character won the match.
But aren't we all AI characters, though?
Stop breaking the 4th wall, Joe. Otherwise, it will break the illusion to the audience to remind them that we are merely reconstructions of actual people in a setting where they would not normally be in together.
Can we actually start talking about the game here, like the fact I just destroyed the red guy to oblivion? Because that's what I do, constantly win.
I mean, if you don't count the popular vote in 2016, the whole election in 2020, and your subsequent court cases attempting to prove fraud, then maybe you do always win.
And as usual, I have won the match because your trail of bombings caught up with you, just like the strikes at Yemen.
Ooh, you both just got roasted by each other so hard.
Nobody asked you, Joe, and I'm going to win this time since I'm clearly the superior gamer amongst the 3 of us.
If by superior gamer you mean the worst gamer to have ever lived, then you're right.
That is not what I meant in the slightest, and I'm going to prove it by winning this right here, right now, in front of everyone.
Great job proving it.
Shut up.
Hey guys, do either of you want to hear a story?
If you have the story of you resigning from your presidency and going to the old folks' home, I would love to hear that.
It started a long, long time ago in a faraway galaxy. Paul Atreides was the leader of the planet Arrakis, where his father, Duke Leto Atreides, was the leader. They were fighting against the Harkonnen army when suddenly C-3PO and R2-D2 came by to remind them of fighting the Harkonnens on the Death Star. They traveled long and far on their sandworm until they met Duncan Idaho and Chani on the Millennium Falcon, where they were able to blow up the Harkonnens and save the world. The end.
Joe, you're just mixing up the plots of Star Wars and Dune. Even then, you also messed up simple details like how there were 2 leaders of Arrakis.
That's what happens when he doesn't take his medication or his 28-hour-long naps.
I'll have you know I did take my 28-hour nap, and I'm pretty sure I took my medication.
Back to the actual game, Donald or myself are really going to have to step up. Otherwise, the computer character is going to win.
Honestly, at this point, I'd rather have the computer character win if it means you lose. But me winning is the best possible and most realistic outcome.
I'm betting on the computer character myself.
Really easy to say when the match has already started and I'm already out.
But from my estimate, it looks like the computer character in the blue is the victor of the match. I didn't win, but Barack didn't either, so it could have gone much worse.
That's okay, Donald. You'll get another chance to win later. But now I'm taking over to go against Barack and the other computers.
Joe, I'm going to beat you so bad even you won't be forgetting it.
What's that supposed to mean?
It was a reference to the fact that you are very forgetful. It meant the sheer victory Barack will allegedly have transcends your ability to forget things in an instant.
What am I forgetting?
The fact that, oh no, I just got blown up.
Maybe you'll actually win this, Joe. It would be a first legitimate win for you.
I really did win the election, though.
If only you were as good as rigging Bomberman as you were rigging the polls.
Don't listen to him. We both have time to score points against the computers. Don't let Orange Man distract you from the game.
Speaking of a game, this reminds me of a game I used to play with my friends when we were growing up.
You already messed up a story earlier in the game and distracted from what was happening on screen. I can't imagine whatever you're going to say has any value.
Yeah, Joe, we need to focus on the game now.
Okay. These bombs going off remind me of all the strikes you did in Yemen, Barack.
Joe's finally coming in with the facts. It almost makes up for him getting blown up just now.
Not anymore. I'm coming back to avenge my own death.
You are not worth avenging at all, and you're getting blown up again within seconds. There's yet another classic loss for Joe Biden, where the computer character proves superiority.
Hey, you have as many stars as I do right now, and I'm not insulting you getting blown up. You're just upset you can't be the president anymore since you already had 2 terms being a failure, and knowing I'm going to have another successful term in 2024.
If I was really a failure, then some of the blame should be on you since you were the vice president at the same time, but also no, I wasn't a failure.
You getting blown up just now means you're a failure, though.
Not like you're closer to winning even with me out.
But somehow Joe is actually pulling a victory. This is the first time in the history of my life I'm rooting for him. I do have to correct your earlier statement, though. You were correct in calling Barack a failure, but let's not say you're going to have a second term considering my run for presidency.
Running for presidency is the only time you've ever run, except for when you run to the toilet after eating Taco Bell constantly. Even then, it must be difficult to get to the toilet with all of those boxes with documents in them.
That's fake news, and also I declassified them with my mind and superior intellect, though I don't expect you to know it, considering how unintelligent you are.
I am the furthest thing from unintelligent, and I'm going to prove it by winning this game of Bomberman.
Winning at Bomberman is not a great test to your intelligence, and even if it was then, the computer characters have the same score as you do.
But everyone else still has more stars than you do, so get wrecked.
The only one getting wrecked is you when the red guy blows you up, which I sincerely hope happens immediately.
Not going to happen.
It looks as though Joe was wrong again as he got an explosion knocking him out of the game once again.
Okay. I am no longer fooling around anymore. It's time for Sleepy Joe to finally show his true bombing skills. Nobody's going to be able to comprehend the amount of success I'll be having in several seconds when I turn every other player into dust and ash.
Why did you refer yourself as Sleepy Joe? Usually someone else does that.
I think a better question is, why did you just lose after your tirade of winning? Or is that somehow part of your master plan?
It was because I'm coming back to win this round without any further issues.
I'll believe it when I see it.
I think it's time you open up your eyes because I'm back in the game.
Joe is actually better than you at bombing Barack. I never thought I'd see a day where that was possible, much less happening in front of me.
Your strategy of just dropping bombs in a line isn't winning you anything. You have to actually put them down in a way that has some thought put into it.
It's better than your strategy of losing and having no stars while everybody else is better than you, so get wrecked again, plus L plus ratio.
Joe with yet another victory, while Barack may as well have been pressing nothing on his controller for minutes on end, since he has nothing to show for it.
At least I have something for my character to show besides 2 impeachments and 2 indictments, and getting outvoted by Sleepy Joe.
I am sticking to the fact that it's fake news, and would be able to expand further if you were to come to a rally of mine.
I do wonder something, Donald. Why exactly would someone go to one of your rallies? It's not like you're gaining any new supporters by having them come to see you. They've already made up their mind on who they support. And it sounds like it's purely to benefit your ego and bank account.
Don't let his rallies distract you from the fact that I'm about to unleash my ultimate move. Kablamo!
Nice job. You just lost again to the computer.
Are we allowed to reference other AI president channels with lines like that?
I think it should be okay as long as we don't do it too often and come up with our own original catchphrases.
Sounds good. For the final match of the video, it is myself against Donald to see if a human can outmatch the computers in this riveting battle.
So far, you're already ahead as one of them has bitten the dust seconds into the round.
And then I get destroyed because the game cheats and wants the best human player out first.
More like worst first.
Actually, I'm back in, so maybe this game isn't so bad after all.
So if the results are against you, then there's cheating going on. But if you're winning, then the game is legitimate. Sounds pretty familiar.
Nobody asked you, Barack.
Oh, hey, the game has allowed me back in to keep going.
Not for long, because the game realized its mistake and is sending you to the Shadow Realm.
Oh, dagnabbit.
So far, Donald is in the lead, but who knows if he will keep it in the next few rounds.
Thank you for your stellar commentary, but I think it would be better if you just didn't talk. It would help me focus with the peace of mind that I won't have to hear your voice.
Hey, I can throw my bombs. Now you're all in trouble when you get hit with the Biden bomb barrage.
And yet my ultimate comeback is inevitable, just like Thanos, from the most popular movies in the past decade, which is fitting since I'm the most popular president in decades.
You do know that Thanos was also the villain of those movies, so that's unintentionally fitting.
He was a good character, but the world wasn't ready to see his genius. Kind of like me, except my supporters can see the genius that I exude, so really, I'm better than Thanos.
If you're Thanos, then I am Iron Man since I'm about to beat you.
You are only Iron Man in the fact that the effort it takes you to snap takes everything out of you, shortly followed by your death.
Wow, he really got you there, Joe. How are you going to respond?
I'm going to respond with putting a bomb right up his rectum so he knows how dangerous the Biden bomb barrage is going to be.
Ooh, that one really has to hurt if you can actually pull it off.
I find it very difficult to believe you can do that unless you can send bombs from the afterlife, since you just got destroyed.
And yet here I am back from the dead about to enact my plan.
I think he might actually have a chance since he is still in and seems dead set on taking you down.
If I wanted the impression of someone who lost the previous 2 games, I would ask you, but somehow I don't think that input is very valuable.
And despite this, I was right, considering he is going to corner you with bombs and win the round.
Yeah, that's right. It's Biden's time to come back and prove victorious.
You just got incredibly lucky, but that doesn't matter since this is a game of skill, meaning I am the only logical possible winner.
I guess the pressure is coming back as Donald projects his confidence yet again, while Joe is using 100% of his brain power to get enough points to win the game.
100% of Joe's brain power might be the equivalent of a calculator you'd find that was made 30 years ago that was thrown in the trash. So I'm not particularly worried.
I'm about to prove you wrong, just like Tron proved to the MCP that he was able to get all of those people out of the system and into the real world.
Are you seriously back on Tron again? I thought we could have at least most of a video without you mentioning your favorite thing in the world, but I guess I was wrong to assume that.
Although I agree with you that Tron sucks, that doesn't take away from the fact that Joe is now tied with 2 stars and only needs 1 more to win.
I was hoping my strategic mention of Tron would distract you enough for me to usurp the victory without you noticing, but I guess it didn't work.
Yet another Joe blunder, but I'm sure after a lifetime of blunders, you must be used to that feeling by now.
I haven't had that many blunders. You're just exaggerating my losses to make them seem worse than they really are.
I'm not exaggerating anything. I only speak the truth, and the truth is I cannot allow you to win at Bomberman.
I can't take all of the suspense I'm seeing right now. This is so exhilarating.
This is about as exhilarating as one of Joe's naps, which I imagine he's going to take as soon as this game is over.
Nah, I already napped right before this game started, so I'll be good for another 20 minutes or so.
Don't you have more presidential duties you need to tend to tonight?
No, why would you think that?
Oh, it's not like you're the president or anything, that's all.
I guess I am the president. I forgot again.
Joe, get out of the middle and fight me like a real man.
I am fighting you like a real man, a bomberman.
I mean, technically you're both bombermen, but I see your point.
You're going to have to come in if you want to beat me.
It's a little hard to do that when you place bombs and make it impossible to get inside.
That's just strategy. Maybe you should develop one and actually win one of these times.
I think that's a wrap for you today.
This game is rigged.
Congratulations on the victory today.
I couldn't have done it without you two losing, so thank you. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more.